Thank you for tuning in with Dr. Lesia the Preacha. Well, today, guys, at the gym, I was at the gym probably about like 3 or 4 hours today. It was just one of those days where I was just taking my time, relaxing, you know. But when I decided to go to the hot tub, when I entered in, I noticed that there was one other woman in the tub. And I spoke. And it's just natural for me to read the room. So, not too long after I spoke with her, I asked her, "Are you okay?" And she said, she was like, yeah, she was okay. And, and okay, so I just, started enjoying myself, just being me, you know. After some time went by, I noticed that something was off, just, I don't know. And she kept trying to leave the spot she was in as though she was going toward the steps. But every time she tried, she'd fall back. And I didn't know if she was just doing it on purpose because it happened like, 2 or 3 times. So I'm just paying attention because I noticed something was off shortly after I got in, right? Um, so she tried to leave her spot and go toward the stairs. This time she kind of like lose her balance, but we're in water, so and she kind of spin around a little bit, and I was like, "You need help?" And she was like, "Help, help." I'm like, "Oh, okay," like I thought you need help. So, but now she's on the steps and she can't. She was, the water was up here. The water was like right there, and so I'm holding her head up, and I'm like, "Are you able to sit?" She was like, "No." And she was trying to hold on to the rail, but her hand kept slipping. So she just lost like all energy. She lost, you know, strength in her hands. She just lost strength in her body while in the hot tub. And, she was an older woman. Um, I found out eventually when the emergency staff arrived that she was like 63. And she was older and heavy set. She was a heavy set woman. Okay. So, okay, so I'm holding her head up so she can, just holding her head up. She was really heavy, so I'm just keeping her head up. And I'm like, "Help, help," try to get help while holding her head up. Help. But the dryers were running. So people were, drying their hair. So no one could hear me for at least 2 minutes, 2 minutes at least, 2 to 3 minutes. I'm holding this woman's head up. "Help, help." So eventually a staff person comes by and I'm like, "We need help. Can you get some help?" She can't get herself out the water and I'm holding her head up. So that person leaves. No, does she leave? Mm, I have to think about that again. So either she leaves and come back, or she just comes in and uses, but eventually she's using her walkie-talkie to get more help. So eventually more people came. So there were about maybe 4 people standing around that were staff. And I'm still holding her head up. They act like they didn't know what to do. So I'm like, "Okay, can someone grab the yellow board off the wall?" And they're looking. I'm like, "Yeah, that. Grab that. Let's get it under her body." I'm directing the staff on how to save this lady. Okay, so we got the board up under her, and we had to. I said, put it on step. Well, before they even brought it down, I figured out what step they needed to be. I said, put it on step. This step right here. She needs it on this step, and then we're gonna slide her onto it. And so, because she could not assist at all, she had no strength in her body. All her energy and strength was gone. Okay, so so they asked her, "Do you want us to call, for help?" And she wasn't sure, and I'm like, "Yes." She wasn't sure, but I'm like, "Yes, yes." She has no strength in her body. She's on this board. Yes. So they went on and called, and then it took a long time. It took a long time for them to come, the emergency, you know. And so I stayed here the whole time. So but going back some, when I realized that she had no strength in her body, I said, "Okay, what are you feeling?" And she said, "Tired." I said, "Okay. What is your name?" And she told me her name. I said, "Do you have medical conditions?" I started asking her questions. "Do you have high blood pressure?" She said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, okay. Do you have diabetes?" She said, "No." I'm like, "Okay, okay." She was an older, heavy set black woman. So I started asking a series of questions. And so that when emergency came, they brought the stretcher and everything. I was able to let them know everything. I was able to let them know that she has high blood pressure. She did take her medication, so it shouldn't be necessarily related to that per se. I don't know, you know what I'm saying? But I think she was just in the hot tub too long. She was in there too long for her age without water. She wasn't staying hydrated. She wasn't hydrated enough. But she ended up they asked her, "Do you want to be taken to the hospital?" And I spoke up, yes. I'm like, she needs to go to the hospital. But she said yes too. She said yes too. Um, because she could not control her body. She couldn't control her body. So, yeah, she do need to go to the hospital. So that took at least 30 to 45 minutes of my day. But I stayed with her the whole time, answered all the questions, directed the staff. It was interesting. I don't think the staff wanted to get in the water because I was already in the water. Because if they got in the water, they would have to change clothes and all that. But I stayed in the water. I think one other staff member actually got in with her shoes and everything. She just got on in. But but yeah, I handled that. And the reason why I brought this up is because I've been kind of questioning, not really questioning, but becoming independent is a goal of mine. I've never been independent before. So, but I have to become independent now that I'm divorced, again, at this age and everything. Um, and I've been wondering, well, what do I do with myself? I mean, I have a bunch of college degrees and a lot of a whole bunch of random job experience in my lifetime, of course. But, I've never had a real career or made real money. Everything I've ever done was part time because I was a wife and mother for 32 years. You know what I'm saying? But the way I read that room today, the way I knew something was wrong with that lady, even when she was too embarrassed to admit it. Um, I mean, my response was so me, like the old me. I've always been a leader. Well, first of all, I have a bachelor's degree in basically health and safety. So I've taught like safety type stuff in the past. So, I understand how to emergency response is just a part of who I am, you know. But I liked how I just sprung into action. I impressed myself. When the medical staff showed up, the emergency staff showed up, they were speaking to me. They asked me questions because I was there. I was the first responder and stayed with her. I asked all the questions. And the actual gym staff, I did their job. I had not really had to do anything like this in a couple years. It's been a few years since I've had to do anything where I felt so important and alive, show my skills, show my ability, show my passion. I felt like I could be like a ER supervisor or something. I'm not a nurse. No, not a nurse. But it's just the way I handled it. It was like I was in charge in a situation where it was life or death. And I loved it. I owned it. I'm more ready to not give myself credit. And today proved it. And it was just natural. It's just been so long since I felt important. You know what I mean? To anyone outside of my kids and grandkids. When your husband leave you for another woman, even though you may be a fairly confident person normally, you know, it still do something to you. It takes something away from you. I can't really explain it right now, but one day I will trust. Okay. But um, but whatever I've been struggling with today showed me something about myself. I really haven't lost much. I haven't lost nearly as much as I thought. And I have recently prayed for restoration. And when I went to church on Sunday, I asked the pastor at church, that church, he's not my pastor, he's not my pastor. It's a church that I like to visit. And now that my grandsons are growing up, I want to expose them to what I call black church, okay? Because they've grown up in the white church because, the buses come and pick them up and all that kind of stuff. Well, I want to take them to the black church experience. And so, even though I'm not likely to ever be a member of this particular church, they would never accept me just because I do like tarot cards or something. Just something that small would keep me from being able to have membership. And of course, I would never be able to work at the church. So, but I'm not going for me. I'm going for them. And they're into girls and stuff. And I just want them to know church is just another place to go pick up girls. The skating rink, school, church, whatever. So, but yeah, I felt important today. I felt seen. I haven't felt seen. Today, all my talents were displayed in a hot tub. And it just felt so good. I'm not a complete waste, you know? Because, I'm 55, I'm completely healthy, and I understand and get it that, no man is gonna want me. I'm not marketable you know, I'm not really marketable to men anymore. I get that. Yeah, any man will just sleep with any woman as far as sex. I get that part. But, as far as having a meaningful quality relationship, something that I can lean on, which I've never had in my life ever. Um, I just don't think it's gonna happen for me, guys. And I'm not saying it because of lack of faith. I've lost interest. I've lost interest. So I haven't felt desired or attractive or loved by a man. I've never had that luxury for a man to make me feel like I'm his everything. I've never felt that. Never had that. And probably won't in this lifetime. I've been sexually active, willingly or not, since I was 5 years old. I've never felt loved. All those hands been on his body since I was 5 years old. And none of those hands loved me, respect me, stayed with me. Nothing. So what was all that about? What was that for? Well, at least I got kids and grandkids out of it. Out of all those years of men touching me and just going on about their business since I was 5 years old. At the end of the day, all I can say is I got kids out of it and grandkids, which is a blessing. I'm not complaining. But saving this lady's life today, the way I sprung into action and directed the whole thing, it just reminded me of how awesome I've been. It's just that the people in my life didn't notice. They didn't bother to really tell me or celebrate me or anything. But I have to do it for myself in my own way. There are a lot of black women like me, and I'll just keep it plain. A lot of black women like me, we go our whole life loving and serving people and sacrificing ourselves to no end. And we get no credit, no acknowledgement, no nothing from these people. It's sad, but it's our reality. At least I can say I was sent to this earth and did my job as a black woman and left my mark and left. A few people here and there, showed some, said thank you. And, I'm not saying no one ever, said a thank you in life. I'm not saying that. But the level of achievements, the level of help, the level of service, the level that I've performed, nothing. No reward, no acknowledgement, recognition for the level. You know what I'm saying? But that's where Most High come in, where husbands and family members and friends and organizations and stuff drop the ball. When it comes to me, I believe Most High will compensate for it. I think that's the saddest part. That's what today, if I ever cry today, it's because of lack of love. If I cry today, it's due to lack of love, lack of attention, lack of acknowledgement, lack of honor. A lot of black women die like me. Kind of remind me of that scene in that one of those Tyler Perry movies where the grandmother was dead on the bus she was dead on the bus for at least a day or two, and no one noticed. And I think she was coming from work, probably paying bills for people that was sitting at home with no income. That's how it be for us Black women. We hold it down for a lot of people. And if we die on a bus, no one would notice. You know what I'm saying? It's sad. When we die, most people just go on with their life. The family don't even come together. Everything fall apart after we die. But while we're here, everyone just use us and then we die. And they complain about us and call us ugly and we're just dogged out. And then we die. Don't have enough money. Now the men, Black men, had the same complaints. They had the same complaints, but at least they got money. Most of them have money while they complain. They have money, and they're the ones that's holding the money from these Black men. Because I worked my whole life part time as far as job wise, but when it come to kids and grandkids, I'm on that shit full time. When it came to being a wife, I ran the house just like I ran uh, that room today at the hot tub. Just like I say to ladies like today. That's how I have been a wife and mother. Very attentive. But this is just, how it is for a lot of us. Now, I do admit, thank the Lord, there's still a lot of sisters out there that are independent. They independent, doing their thing, holding it down. Don't need a man for nothing, especially no money. I take my hat off to y'all, especially those who are married. Married, independent. So whether your husband is there or not, you are fine. I take my hat off to you women. I just didn't get to be one of y'all. But I ain't hating. I was trying to be one, you know. But it's not too late for me. I believe Most High is going to let me at least experience 1 million. If I can just get 1 million on my own. And I've helped other people live their best life. A lot of people have lived their best life off of me. I just haven't had my turn yet. And I believe Most High going to do something. I believe he is. If not, I'm still good. As long as I leave this place, I'm fine. Just let me off. Let me off this island. you know? I just wait for my day to check out. What else can I do? Just continue to love who I can love. And when it's time to go, just go. Because there's not much love coming back my way. And, that just happens for some people, you know? And, obviously it was that part of my contract, the fine print I didn't read in my spiritual contract. The fine print I didn't read. That I would be giving out all this love and really barely getting me back. But I'm okay. I just accept that's just the way this world is and how people do. You know, I'm just focus on me, focus on my kids, my grandkids. That's it. I'm burnt out, happily burnt out. I'm just gonna chill, do the way my exes breadcrumb me. I'm just gonna breadcrumb myself. Just pace myself through this life. You just, stay a minimalist, pace myself, and one day I just be gone. I'll probably end up in a nursing home. With or without, I learned even with a husband, a lot of women end up in a nursing home or just die on a bus somewhere by themselves, even with a husband. So that's why when people throw that over my head, you just gonna die without a husband or something like that. And I be like, you're gonna die on a nursing home or whatever by yourself, whatever. I'm like, that can happen with a husband for what I've seen. with or without a husband, most women, if the kids don't, help out, then you just end up in a nursing home. So I just accept my fate, you know. But I still have hope. If I didn't have hope, I wouldn't be making these videos. So I'm hoping that. And someone was telling me I need to go in and adjust something, like go to YouTube studio and make some type of adjustment in there so I can get more views, get more attention to my channel or something. Some kind of SEO or something. I gotta go back and look at it, but I guess I'll check into it. I don't like doing that kind of stuff. Mm. Like I told you, I really don't care what happened to this channel. I just need to express myself. If I don't ever have to be monetized. I don't care. I'm just trying to stay alive, guys. I don't have a whole lot more to do in this world. My kids are grown. The grandkids are coming up. Their parents is raising them. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like I'm too old for a career. I'm not trying to hit the pavement for nobody right now. Just try to find some at-home stuff to do. Write books. Just show myself in this manner. You know, stay a minimalist and wait till it's time to go. Every once in a while, I'll go out, on a date or so, but I ain't trying to get involved with nobody. People are too creepy. People will act like they interested in you and they really trying to go after your kids and grandkids and stuff. I ain't tired of that. I went through that enough. Ugh. So yeah, yeah. I thank the Lord that I accept where I'm at today. It took a long time to get here. It took a long time to accept this. You know what I mean? Well, I do. And I'm helping people. Now, even last year, well, 2 years ago, I think, 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago. Um, I had to do the Heimlich maneuver on somebody. They were choking. It was a lady she was disabled. She had like braces on her arms and legs. And she was choking on lunch. Couldn't breathe. I just sprung into action and went right in there and spit that hot dog out. I, I'm just weird like that. I don't know why I like to save lives. I remember years ago, we had like family swimming, and there was a woman and a young child. It was a woman in the pool with her child, and she was, on the shallow end, and she was fine, but she continued to walk, but she didn't realize there was going to be a drop. The floor dropped, and so her and her baby went down. And I'm looking around like, is she coming back up? You know what I mean? Like, are you coming up? And I'm looking around like, where is lifeguards and stuff? They were eating pizza. The lifeguards were eating pizza, and I didn't know if she knew if I just didn't know what's going on. You know what I mean? So I went down and got her. I mean, like, she didn't come back up. No one's looking, and I'm the only one here paying attention. Pool full of people. It was family pool, family night, room full of people. I'm the only one that noticed this woman went down with her baby in her arms. I'm like, was this intentional? Was she trying to do this? I don't know. I just went on down, pulled them up, put her over to the people, let them know, hey, you know. But I've always been this person, some type of lifesaver or teacher, or this is just who I am. But I do need to be in charge of something. Today proved it. I'm ready. Even if I'm crying doing it, so what? As long as it get done, right? As long as the job get done. If I have bouts of depression that hit that causes me to cry at work, oh well, I mean, as long as I'm not hurting nobody and I'm not hurting myself and the job get done, so who cares? So I have to get over that part of myself and know that my ability to save lives is more important than the issues I have with depression. You know, I just have to find the right either employer or find a way to start some kind of business of my own where I just manage myself and I'm always in charge. But whatever I'm doing, it has to be important, like running a church or running some type of community center or, you know what I mean? It has to be something big and meaningful. That's what I'm used to doing, big, meaningful stuff, like running a whole family. At one point, um, not only did we adopt two kids, but we were like just a full blown foster family. We had 8 kids in the house at one time for a whole year. That's just how, massive I can be, how much I can handle. And I made it look easy. I'm just saying. I had the schools coordinated, doctor appointments coordinated, social worker visits, like parental visits for the kids, all that stuff coordinated, okay? Didn't miss a beat, going to church, all of them. Working on uh, uh, working on our PhDs. I'm just one of those people who can just handle a lot. And then once divorce hit, the husband gone, kids grown, gone. I don't have a career, you know. A lot of deaths happened in the family. And so now I'm just kind of like, what do I do with myself? Most High need to give me a business of my own or allow me to meet someone that has a business that I can run. Something. Something gotta happen, y'all. I was even thinking about maybe volunteering to be a CEO, maybe. Um, you know, at a business. Maybe a small business that needs someone to run it to help it go to the next level or something like that. Just volunteer for a few months. You know, I know of a woman who did that before. She just volunteered at a place, and then they hired her on. Sometimes you have to just volunteer, show your skill, and once you do that, then you've proven yourself. I already got the degrees, and I got a lot of work experience and stuff like that. Just need to become in alignment with something, make something happen. It's just a matter of time, guys. It's a matter of time. I have hope. Today was so exciting. You know, I mean, it wasn't exciting that someone, lost their strength in the hot tub. That wasn't exciting. But the fact that I sprung into action and saved the day, that I needed that. I haven't had anything that important happen since I was preaching in Florida. Preaching in Florida was so exciting. That was good. But again, that's life saving stuff. All right, I'm gonna get off of here now. Just wanted to share that. Thank you guys for listening. And don't forget what tomorrow? Okay, yeah, tomorrow around maybe 9 or 10 in the morning, we're gonna have Cuss Me Out Confessions. Tomorrow morning, I'll go live. I'll open comments when I get Cash App, any amount Cash App. I'll open up the comments for a few minutes per person that sends some Cash App. And you can cuss me out. You can cuss, just vent, cuss people out, whatever you want to do. Get that negative energy off of you. Get negative energy off of you. Confess your faults. beef you got with people, whatever. We just gonna let it rip tomorrow. I'm not gonna take nothing personal. People can call me names. I don't care. Whatever. As long as you pay some money, then I open the comments and we can just be negative, okay? And you're probably like, why would you do that? I believe in confession. I believe people should be able to vent, get stuff off their chest. It works for me. I love it. You know, we have to learn how to manage our quote unquote bad evil sides just as well as we do the good side of our life. We have to. Tomorrow's Wednesday, so let's get ready, y'all. Oh yeah, and again, thank you for donations. Thank you for suggestions on how to improve my channel. I like that. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Okay, be blessed.